What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is going to be a shooting tips video. This is my Dan Wesson Guardian. Love this gun. I don't have all these accolades and trophies and all these competitions I've won, but I'm a pretty competent shooter. I would say I'm better than average. So I'm going to share some tips, what helps me hit target, some things that I do to help me be a better marksman with pistols in this case. All right, so the two most important things I would say are grip and trigger control. If you don't have a good grip, you're going to be all over the place, especially with recoil. General aiming, you have to have good control. Then with the trigger, if you're jerking a trigger, if your finger's too in, if your finger's too out, not sitting in the correct position on the trigger blade, that's going to affect your shot as well. There are a few other things like anticipating recoil, breath control, and so forth, but let's keep it simple. Let's focus on grip and trigger control. Okay, so how do you grab a pistol? With your dominant hand, in my case, I'm right-handed. That's going to be the first hand on the pistol. You want to C-clamp. It's not going to be like a circular grip like this. It's more of like a C-clamp. You're putting pressure on the front and the back. So to show you like a top view, it's going to be like a press or a clamp, like I said. Front pressure, rear pressure. Then you're going to have space on the rest of the grip where your secondary hand sits, and it's kind of like a puzzle. So the more real estate, hand real estate you have on the pistol, the more control you're going to have. So with this gap right here, you want to put your palm of the support hand right into that gap like a puzzle. You're going to take your support hand thumb and try to get it on the frame, not on the slide. Try to get it on the frame, and then your primary hand, that thumb sits on top of the support hand. This is the grip I like to take. It feels very sturdy and secure to me. Some guys have their thumbs out. Some guys cover the primary hand thumb. I don't like that at all. I like my thumbs just like this. You can play with this grip as well, where you get the supplemental support hand as far out as possible, your thumb on the frame. So you basically would like kind of twist your wrist forward. And in theory, that gives you more control because your hand is controlling the front of the muzzle, or barrel, I should say, where it's going to kick up. Me, I kind of like to sit like right around the middle. I don't like to go too far forward. It's a little bit uncomfortable to me, but that's kind of like where I sit right there. So backtracking a bit, primary hand C-clamping, right? Front and back C-clamp firm. Support hand, 4 fingers go in the front, right under the trigger guard. Palm of the support hand goes right on the grip in that open space. Get that thumb on the frame of the support hand. Primary hand thumb resting on top. And you're going to pull down with the support hand, and you're going to push forward with the primary hand. That's going to really help you stabilize your sights and control recoil quite a bit. So it's like pulling down slightly, pushing forward slightly with maintaining the C-clamp. Then once you do that, there's one more step that's going to really help you out. So C-clamp, push forward a bit, pull back a bit, nice firm grip. Now, once you have that down, you're going to twist in a bit. So it's kind of like this, like a little bit pressure inward with both hands. So C-clamp, firm grip, support hand, just like this, pulling a bit, pushing a bit. And once you have that locked in to really secure, you want to twist in like an inward pressure. That really works for me. That helps me stabilize the gun, helps me stabilize the sights, and it really helps me control recoil. Now with the trigger, you want to squeeze it, get it to the wall. And once you have your grip down, once you have your sights lined up, you want to get your trigger to the wall. You're going to feel that defined wall on most pistols. And you don't want to jerk, you don't want to pull hard. You want to just give it a final little squeeze once your sights are on target. And you're going to complete the shot. Nice and easy, nice and smooth. Focus on keeping these sights on target where you want them to be. And you maintain those sights as steady as possible, and then you complete the shot by getting the trigger to the wall and then an extra little pull back. And your shot's gonna break and it's gonna be accurate. Where do I place my finger? Pretty much where this break in the digit is, this first digit. That works for me, that position right there, right at the first digit, the break in your finger. But some of this is preference, but usually that works for most people. And you wanna focus on the trigger going straight back. Now I have a target set up, I have a laser bullet in here, and I'm gonna demonstrate keeping a steady sight picture with the grip techniques and trigger control. Now, of course, it's not the same as being at a range and recoil, but it's akin to like dry firing and practicing at home with laser bullets and targets. It does help. It does translate to the range and real firing. All right, so I got a target set up roughly about 25, 30 feet. I have a big living room. Now, do you focus on the target or do you focus on the front sight? I like to focus on the target and use my peripheral vision for the sights. They're gonna look a little bit blurry. That works for me. It helps you maintain awareness of your surroundings, but it's kind of like preference. The old way is sight focus. For self-defense distances, honestly, you are instinctually shooting. You will develop the ability to kind of predict where the bullet's gonna hit. For the most part, a bullet's gonna travel in a straight trajectory. Not really, but for the most part. So imagine a bullet is a laser. And once you get the feeling down, the mechanics down, you can hit target pretty much without aiming. It's gonna be all peripheral on the front sight, and you're just gonna let that shot crack. Let me show you what I mean. That's pretty much instinctual. I mean, I'm doing some aiming, but I'm just trying to get the shot off quickly. It's all mechanics, honestly. I'm gonna hit that Statue of Liberty center mass as quick as possible. So I'm gonna mimic a draw and firing. I'll step back a bit. This is about, I don't know, 10 feet, 15 feet. All right, guys, I hope those tips help you out. Like I said, the two most important things are grip and trigger control. You can follow kind of like a mental system. It's gonna be grip, sights aligned, trigger control, squeeze, shot goes off. Remember, C-clamp, forward pressure, downward pressure, pulling in, and twist inward. That's gonna stabilize the front and rear sights. Every gun is different. Some are combat style. They're gonna hit dead center of the sights. This Dan Wesson, for example, is more of the lollipop style. I like to put the target right over the sights. And yeah, drop those comments. Let me know if these tips help you out when you make it to the range. Glad to share what I've learned. I've been shooting guns for quite a bit. Thanks for watching this segment. Hope you got something out of it again. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, take care, my friends.